Auzubillahi min shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to the fourth part of Teaching with All Dimensions of Learning. We were discussing the first dimension, and today we'll try to summarize all the key aspects that motivate children to learn. You can see that I've put the information in two columns. The first column says optimum characteristics of motivation to learn, and the second column says characteristics that diminish motivation to learn. And in the first column we have the headings, different headings that we are going to touch upon. Some of the content is in black ink and some content is in red ink. The one that is in the black ink is a summary given by Woolfolk, and she has given the summary of different research and different theories of motivation. And the one in the red is my own addition. The first heading that we have over here is sources of motivation, and as you can see that there are two major sources of motivation, which are intrinsic motivation and extrinsic motivation. Intrinsic motivation is the motivation which is the which has to do with personal factors such as needs, interests, curiosity, and enjoyment. If you're doing something because you enjoy it, you do something, you play a game, you are interested in puzzles, and therefore whenever you are working on a puzzle, you just are lost, and you can even forego your meal because you are involved in making some interesting puzzle. So this is how it impacts you. In extrinsic motivation, the motivation comes from outside. You're doing it for a reward. You are doing it because you want to avoid punishment. You're doing it because you want to earn money. You're doing it because you want to please someone who is important to you in life. So you're doing it with something outside you because of some social pressure. If you will not do it, then probably people will say something to you which you will not like. So you're doing it just because of that. And when these factors are removed, these extrinsic factors are removed, you are not motivated at all. But the intrinsic motivation stays with you because your interest, your satisfaction of your needs or your likes would not change. So this kind of motivation, once developed in the children, will remain with them for a longer period of time. And with intrinsic motivation, if we have perpetual motivation, which is pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as Muslims, and if we inculcate that in the children, that is going to have a very long-term effect, inshallah, on the children. On the other hand, if we teach the children to just please other important people in your life, then that becomes a target. When that person will not be there, the child will not perform that act or do that act that the child is supposed to do. For example, tell the truth, or work neatly, or complete the homework, or offer salah. The children will not do it if that important person is not there. Therefore, the extrinsic motivation is not going to have or will not have a long-term impact on the student's learning. So the focus of us, that is all teachers, should be to inculcate in the children the intrinsic motivation to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala along with others. The second is type of goal set. So what type of goal the child has set or the learner has set for himself or herself. If it is learning goal, which is meeting challenges and improving, and if this happens, that they want to meet the challenge, then they want to improve. If this is their target, which is a learning target, then what will happen? They will choose moderately difficult and challenging goals. So moderately difficult but challenging goals. If there is no challenge, there is no motivation. So the children need some challenge, but that challenge should be within their zone of proximal development. If it is within their zone of proximal development, with your support, with the teacher's support, the child will develop and learn. But it has it is if it has no challenge at all, the child probably will not be interested in it too. And Islamically, if we have moderately difficult and challenging goals, the target should be to gradually move forward on the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On the other hand, the performance goals, now what is that? Desire for approval of performance in others' eyes. Tendency to choose very easy or very difficult goals. Now, they will choose very easy goals so that they can show that they can perform well, and there is no chance of failing, and they will be able to impress the person that they want to impress. And or they will be choosing very difficult goals to show that I can do difficult things as well. So the target would not be learning or improving or meeting challenges, but the target would be only to impress other people who are important to the child, the learner. And in Islam, we know that if we are doing something just to please someone else, it's called riya. Then the third heading is type of involvement. Now, what type of involvement does the child have with the task? So, if the child is task involved, that is, he or she is concerned with mastering the task, so that is a challenging thing for the child, and he will be interested to just master it. And we know that when we are able to master something which we were not able to do before, that gives a sense of satisfaction and sense of achievement. And why should a Muslim do it? Because it is beneficial to humanity in general. But on the other hand, if the learner is involved differently, that is ego involved, then he is concerned with self in others' eyes. Again, the same thing, that they just want to satisfy their ego by having a good impression on others, becoming good in the eyes of others. And we know that when those others will not be present, probably the child's personality, behavior, effort would be different as compared to when that important other is there. Then the next is achievement motivation. Motivation to achieve, that is, the orientation is mastery orientation. Again, like task involved, over here also you want to achieve because you want to master something. Because Allah loves Muhsineen and Allah likes strong Muslims. Allah likes Muhsineen. Muhsineen are people who go for perfection. They want to do everything to their best. And this is what every Muslim's attitude should be, that we want to do everything to the best of our abilities in order to please Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. On the other hand, motivation to avoid failure. If it is not to achieve, then it is avoid failure, and in such situations you are prone to anxiety because your focus is not to master something, not to achieve or complete some challenging task, but your main focus is that you should not fail in front of others. You should not be humiliated by others because your focus is just the opinion of other people. So you avoid failure, and whenever you have to do something, you will be anxious, and that will have a negative impact on your motivation. Then the next topic is likely attributions. Now, what do you attribute your success or your failure to? That also has an impact on your motivation. Success and failures attributed to controllable effort and ability. So, if you attribute your success and failure to controllable factors, which is effort and your ability, and along with that you make dua, so that, which is a weapon from all mu'mineen, and if you make dua, then you feel that Allah is supporting you and Allah is with you. So you blame when you fail on your ability and your effort, that I did not work hard. I have to improve my ability. I have to practice more. I have to reread the chapter. I have to learn a little more, focus a little more, pay attention to when things are explained in the class. When you say all these things to yourself when you fail, next time the situation will change. But if you blame uncontrollable factors, for example, the teacher dislikes me, or the teacher always gives a difficult paper, or the teacher has favorites and she's going to give good marks to only those people, or to something else which is beyond your control, then even the next time you're going to do the same thing. Or you blame the fate that my luck is bad. So you then again next time it will be exactly the same, because you are not in control. When you blame or you give credit to your effort and your ability, and you believe that Allah has helped me because I had made dua also, then you are in control, and next time also you will be able to succeed because of the same effort and ability along with dua. The last topic is belief about our ability. If you believe that your ability can improve through hard work and added knowledge and skills and practice and help and support, then you will be able to be more motivated. But if you feel that you have the entity view and you feel that it cannot increase or become more, then you believe that the ability is a stable, uncontrollable trait which you have not been given by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot do well in maths because you don't have the ability. Then in all the exams, in all the challenges, you will just switch off because you know that I don't have the ability of doing this. Right? So what we need to do is that we need to develop intrinsic motivation, inculcate intrinsic motivation along with perpetual motivation for the children, and we need to help them focus on learning goals, and we need to make the children feel confident that even when they have challenging tasks, they will be able to do it. And they should be task involved, and they should have the motivation to master the difficult tasks that they have to complete. And they should be blaming, or they should be giving credit to controllable factors like effort and ability. And as Muslims, they should always, whenever they're doing anything, they should make dua that Allah helps them. And when you feel that Allah is with you and Allah is helping you, that keeps motivating you. And with your verbal persuasion, you should make the children understand that ability can be increased. They should be developing the incremental view of ability, that with effort and with hard work, they can improve their ability. So if we are focusing on this column, the middle column over here on this slide, then the students will be motivated, inshallah. Now the last slide of dimension 1, this shows how the teacher should plan for a lesson. When she's going to teach something, this is how this table should help her or him to plan his lesson. So in the lesson, how will this particular dimension be incorporated? The first column is about the classroom climate, and the second column is classroom tasks. And it says, number 1 in the first column, what will I do to help students feel accepted by the teacher and their peers, perceive the classroom as a comfortable and orderly place. And the second column says, what will I do to help students perceive classroom tasks as valuable, believe they can perform the tasks, and understand and be clear about the task. So this is what the teacher will choose from, and as per the need of the students, she or he will choose one or two, depending on what the children need. And then you need to plan activities related to them. In the first column, we see that the first item has been ticked or selected, and the activity that the teacher is going to do is try to meet students at the door and greet every day so that they feel that the teacher values them. And in the second column, the teacher has selected the first and the third, that is perceive classroom tasks as valuable and understand and be clear about the tasks. For this, the activities that she or he has selected are give an explanation and discuss how this info relates to them in their practical life, and try to describe or present a model of how each task should look when complete. So the teacher will be showing the model to the children so that they understand how the task will be completed. So today we have completed the dimension 1, and inshallah from tomorrow we will move on to other dimensions. Jazakallah.